Okay, the regular meeting is back up. If you want to join, please. Is everybody on? Okay. Okay, this meeting is... Give me a few seconds. You guys can hum the Jeopardy theme to yourself while we're waiting. Reconvened at 5:11. Okay. We have the revision, the adoption, and the ordering of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Okay. Any changes needed? No? Okay, please vote. Thank you. Any report out of closed session?
There's no report out of closed session tonight, Mr. President.
Thank you. Okay, we have an oral report. Representatives from Senator Richard Roth's office and Assemblymember Melissa Melendez's office to present something here today.
Yeah.
Well, no, you don't have to read it. Good afternoon, everyone. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to read it because it has a gazillion whereases, and I'm just gonna talk. Okay. Board members, good afternoon. I'm Alty Oakham from the Office of State Senator Richard Roth. Dr. Greenberg, on behalf of Senator Richard Roth and the California State Senate, I take great pleasure today in presenting you with a Senate resolution. As many of you here in the room know that Dr. Greenberg has been an educator since 1977, and that's before some of us were even born. He has been a teacher, an administrator, a principal, and of course a superintendent. One thing, Jonathan, that stands out about you is that you routinely deflect credit and instead advocate an environment of collaboration and inclusion, and we really appreciate that. Senator Roth and I wish you the best of luck in your retirement, and we hope that you are comfortable in your retirement and that you take it easy for a change. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Roth. Appreciate that. I didn't get superintendent because of these two. How's it here?
You want me and your family picture.
Well, good afternoon, board members. I am Denny Horn, and I am here on behalf of State Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez. Dr. Greenberg, you started teaching the year I graduated high school, which means I'm really old and still doing this, and I have longer to go to retire. But you always did one thing that was really great, and you never let us forget that the best school to go to would be UCLA. And
No doubt.
No doubt. No doubt. And for all those USC fans that are out there, I concur. Always a Bruin. I know that you're going to do great things. The Assemblywoman couldn't be more thrilled for you that you're getting to embark on this new chapter. And like Alty, I'm not going to read all the whereases and wherefores because it's written really, really small. And like I said, I graduated in 1977, and I didn't bring the bifocals with me today. But we are so thrilled for what you have done for this community, for what you have done for this school district, and more importantly, for what you have done for the students. Under your leadership, great leaders have come out of this area, and they will go forth and do great things because of the love and dedication that you provided this school district. On behalf of the Assemblywoman and myself, tremendous congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much. The students are here.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on down.
You get me in trouble.
Thank you very much. And actually, I need you to go on back down there. It's my turn. And now it's my turn. I don't like to look up there. I like to look out here. For 9 years in this district and 39 years in education, we'd like to present you with this plaque and all the great service you've done for this district as well. You're welcome. We're doing refreshments. Okay. Okay, today we will take an extra special recess at 5:16 to enjoy refreshments put on by Lori and Sarah. Thank you very much. We recess at 5:16. Okay. If you can please find your seat again. By all means, help yourselves to food as we go throughout the night. But if we can get restarted. I'm not pointing any fingers there, Vicki. It's okay. I am pointing fingers at somebody who should be up here, though. Okay, I didn't say this before, but I'd like to thank Paris High School Culinary Arts for the cupcakes and the cheesecake. That was all them. So, yes. Thank you very much for those. All right. We will reconvene at 5:26. District update by the superintendent.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nelson. We had a great start to the school year, as you've already heard. We started a week ago, and obviously getting everything together it's a monumental task. Obviously, a lot of thanks to our teachers, our support staff, our administrators, our parents, kids. I mean, the first day of school is quite an event. But it's going really well. And what led up to that was we had a great new teacher orientation under Grant and Dr. Saucedo's leadership. The 28th and the 29th of July were our new teacher orientation, and Vicki Mueller and PSCA supported that with great lunch for the teachers. And I'm really excited about the new people we're hiring, and I'm going to tell you about them in just a minute because we have quite a few of them. In fact, this is the total as of today. Since July 1st, Mrs. Cooley, you always like to know this stuff. We hired 15 new support staff members, 34 teachers, new teachers to our district, not necessarily new teachers, 10 certificated administrators, some of whom you'll meet tonight, 11 walk-on coaches, 5 avid tutors, 2 administrative substitutes, 27 guest teachers, and 33 classified substitutes. At CMI, we have a new administrator, 1 new teacher, and we currently have 2 teaching vacancies at CMI that we're working very quickly to fill. And we have a director of nutrition and HR we're looking for in administration, and 13 classified staff members. So it's been quite a haul, and I really have to thank the HR department who showed up here. They're like in the second row there. Congratulations. Thank you to them. They did a great job. And our focus this year, it's kind of a refocus, is on professional learning communities at the school sites. We've been doing it a while, but we need to do it better, and there's no blame on that. We just all need to do that better. And so on the 21st and 22nd of July, we had Solution Tree come to Pinacati Middle School and work with our certificated leaders, our certificated administrators on what it means to be an administrator in a PLC environment, which is important. And then on the 25th and 26th of July, we had the site leadership teams, which is made up of teacher leaders from each of the school, also get that 2-day training. And so we're really looking forward to reinvigorating PLC because it has an opportunity to really change the world and improve student learning, obviously by improving teaching methods in the classroom. So it's pretty exciting stuff. August 8th, everybody on this side and Dr. Saucedo, who's only sitting out there for this meeting, because once I'm gone, there's enough spots. Okay, so we asked the short. She literally drew the short straw. Oh, sorry, the short stuff again. I'm sorry. Anyway, all of us, including Dr. Saucedo, attended the CIF Boys Tennis Championship ring ceremony at Heritage High School. And Doug Fairchild is the coach, and it was an amazing event. It was great to see all these young men and their coaches and their support people, which included some young ladies who were managers of the team. And as you know, we don't do this very often. In 2013, we had a CIF championship for boys football at Heritage. And the last time, according to historians, is 1977, boys basketball at Paris High School. So it doesn't happen that often. But again, it was Doug Fairchild is an amazing person. If you ever get a chance to go out and teach him, either see him working in Avid or coaching or just working with students. Right now he's working on a GoFundMe assignment on a young lady who's in need of some medical treatment. And who's heading that up? Doug Fairchild. And he's going to see her at Children's Hospital. He's one amazing classroom teacher. And so we congratulate the boys at Heritage High School. Now, in order to make sure we have equal time, because we're in a political campaign season and you never want to talk too much about heritage, otherwise the Paloma people and the Bears people are going like, what's up with that? Mr. Williamson deserves a ton of credit. We had a security issue at Paloma that's been there for about 20 plus years, but I guess with Sandy Hook and all the problems we've had with school safety, we now realize that the way Paloma was designed in the front gate, that if somebody enters the front gate and our security people are there and they give the person a pass to go to wherever they're going, they may not necessarily go there. We've had some parents who ended up going straight to teachers' classrooms. And so we realized we had a security problem. So in June, we brought the leadership team, the cabinet out to Paris High School with Art Fritz. Did I say Paris High School? Paloma Valley. I'm old. Paloma Valley High School. I know where we were. And we had Art Fritz and Hector Gonzalez. And it was after school was out. And we came up with a solution. Mr. Williamson said, hey, this has to be done. We have to do something to protect students and staff at Paloma Valley. And what we came up with is security fencing. We added to the wrought iron that already is there. But to get all that done in 6 weeks, and Nick Newkirk and purchasing, everybody pitched in to get it done. And it was completed before the first day of school. So I just want you to know that we've now kind of fixed that problem. We don't have the same issue at Paris High School because all parents have to come in one way, and Heritage has its operation, which is newer, so that we have a better feel there. So, again, I want to commend Mr. Williamson, Mr. Gonzalez, Art Fritz, and Nick Newkirk, and everybody that made that happen. It's truly amazing that we could get it done quickly, and I think the teachers felt, and I've heard this from a number of staff members at Paloma Valley, they go, wow, we said this was a problem. It was June. We really had no expectation. We knew you were going to do it, but to get it done that quick is, again, a tribute to our great staff. On July 22nd, Grant Bennett and I had lunch at Tarasco's. Now you're saying that everybody has lunch at Tarasco's in Paris, but we had lunch with Congressman Mark Takano at Tarasco's. And it was funny because we're at Tarasco's, and I mean, he's just dressed in a suit and tie and, you know, just looks like a regular guy. But we had lunch with the congressman and his aide, and I want you to know why he was here. He was here to commend us on the work we're doing with one-to-one, with the technology rollout, with the fact that we're changing the way teachers teach and students learn. But he was also here because Joe Williams has, of course, talked a lot about our Makerspace program, and Congressman Takano is a leader in Congress on trying to, again, get more federal money to schools and school districts that are doing things to engage students in the 21st century. So thank you, Joe, for too bad you didn't get asked for lunch, but we Yeah. You and your team walked there every single day. I wanted to make sure that we said that. Then, Candace, do you want to tell us a little bit about our new nutrition services program?
Yeah, so we've embarked on a journey to transform nutrition services from the old lunch lady crew, hairnet crew. And, it's very difficult to serve students food within the wellness guidelines that is appetizing to them. And so we put our heads together. We did this all without a director, so I want to take a moment to commend Laura Medrano. Can you stand up, Laura? This is one hard-working lady. Laura has been serving as our interim nutrition services director, and along with a team of us, there's a lot of credit to go around. We have planned, and we still have a lot of work to do. We hope to, in the next month or two, maybe do a presentation to the board about our new Terabytes Cafe. That's what all of our cafeterias, kitchens are called. They have a new name, a new look, a new menu, and a new attitude. It's kind of been our slogan with them, and the staff. I'm so proud of every single one of our nutrition services workers, Terabytes Cafe staff, for embracing this change. And it's not perfect yet, but the students are so happy. In fact, the entire business services team was out helping with lunch the first week of school and talking with kids, and it's nice to see the fruits of your labor. And thank you so much, Laura, to be heading this journey. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very much, Candace. I want to make sure that you know that at the September board meeting, we want to come and talk about the professional development that we had earlier this month with our teachers and actually with our entire staff at Heritage High School. We'll give you a final report on that in September, and we'll also give you a summer school report in September. When I say we, I really mean they, because I won't be here. But I didn't want the board to think that we forgot to do that, because those are important things. And we have a great relationship with the employee groups in this district. I'm very proud of that. With our CSCA chapter, we just are so lucky to work with you, Claudia, every day and solve problems. And I wanted tonight, though, just spend a couple minutes thanking Vicki Mueller publicly. We had an issue arise that was of our doing, not intentional. It was an error of omission as opposed to an error of commission, but it was becoming a serious morale issue at the start of school. Not a good thing, and Ms. Mueller got in touch with us, and we set up a meeting within 15 hours and got together. And this is a tribute to our relationship council that Mr. Agundez, you thought was going to be a great idea, and you knew it had worked in other places. And we're beginning our 5th year, and Mr. Hallstrom was a huge supporter of it as well. And it's paid dividends, because we came together yesterday and solved a very serious problem. And again, we all know that whether you're a classified employee or you're a teacher or administrator, your jobs are difficult every single day, and we don't need to add to that difficulty. So thank you, Vicki, for sitting down with us and solving that problem. And finally, I'd like to thank the people to my right, the governing board. It's unusual for a superintendent to stay 9.5 years in any one school district. The average nationwide is 2.8 years. I consider myself very lucky to work for governing board members, the 5 of you and the others that preceded you, who trusted me, who encouraged me, who corrected me and told me what I needed to do better, but that you love this community enough that you empowered me to do the things that I was able to do, which, again, wouldn't happen without the people to my left and all the teachers and classified staff and administrators in the audience. I know they say, you shouldn't deflect credit, but actually, as we all know, no one person gets it done. That the only reason anybody can be successful is that you work with others. So I thank you for the opportunity, and I know that Grant Bennett will be an even better superintendent and will take this district even further than I was able to. So congratulations, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Greenberg. CSCA President Claudia Davis. Yeah, that's you.
Good evening, President Nelson, school board members, Dr. Greenberg, and Cabinet. Well, here it is August, and school has already begun. Have we been busy? And I hope everyone had a great summer. Well, that goes for you, too. Okay, there are a lot of things going on, as I'm sure everybody knows, but here it is in our perspective. Nutrition, Candace, you took part of my, okay. It's all right. Nutrition Services is doing some great things with the department, thanks to the collaboration of the district, Candace Rains, Laura Madrano, and Rick Mui, and the Nutrition Services employees. The Terabytes Cafe is a great success, and the employees are embracing the new food and the new work with a lot of gusto. Okay, so much for that. Okay. Teresa West, Ana Huerta, Susan Adams, and myself went to San Jose. Okay, it wasn't Vegas this year, all right? It was San Jose for our annual CSCA conference. We had a lot of great speakers, and we learned quite a bit. Okay, we are gearing up for our political season, and since I'm the political action coordinator for Region 38, I'm going to be a very busy girl. Okay, lady, woman, whatever. Dr. Greenberg, you are going to be missed. I have enjoyed working with you these past 9 years, and I wish you a great retirement. Oh, the places you will go and see. Good luck to you on your new adventure. And I remember 9 years ago when he started, I was here a year, and they introduced me to him, and they go, "This is Jonathan Greenberg, our new superintendent." I said, "Oh, can I call you Johnny?" And he says, "Only my aunt calls me Johnny." I said, "Well, I'm not your aunt." "Okay, Jonathan." I guess, you have to have a lot of chutzpah to do that. But Grant, I look forward to having a great working relationship with you. And I'm sure we will get to know each other really well. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. PSCA President Vicki Mueller.
Good evening, President Nelson, Board, Cabinet, Dr. Greenberg. What a great start to the new year. I, too, went to San Jose for the President's Conference. I'm not sure when she was there. I probably was there at close to the same time. Saw many people Pokemon hunting. So it was very fun. Learned a lot of things, also a lot of political speaking. So we're going to be asking for some forgiveness as we do some things in the parking lots and stuff. But I want you to know I heard a lot of positive comments regarding the staff development that was provided on August 4th and 5th. And as I searched the parking lot for a spot to park, I found it amazing to see how much we've grown since I came here in '99. As I made around the district at the start of the school year, it was interesting to see that spark still there as teachers unpacked new equipment, got their classrooms ready, and getting ready to greet their students. And Dr. Greenberg, this would be your last board meeting. And as the current president, I'd like to acknowledge a few things and some important highlights of your contributions to the Paris Union High School District. So as CTA, when we do this, we don't applaud all at one time. Okay. So we do one clap after everything. So if I can get your indulgence, so after I say the sentence, if I can have you do one clap rather than applaud. Okay. Sorry. That's the teaching. Okay. So one of the first things Dr. Greenberg did was to ensure that Paloma received shade. The school had 3,800 students and enough shade for 500. You're doing good. He also immediately realized that the food services for students were inferior and worked to improve their nourishment. He realized the issues in transportation and revamped busing. He worked with tech to ensure that we became a one-to-one school district. He worked to ensure that the dignity and pomp and circumstance was number one at the comprehensive school graduation ceremonies. And of course, the Relationship Council, that no other school district has that kind of relationship that we have with the cabinet. Through careful and collaborative working together, he prevented layoffs and eventually found monies for a huge raise. He made sure that he and the other cabinet members were present at every single event for students in the district, which had never happened before. He created an open door policy for PSEA and started monthly dinners to discuss issues which bolstered communication. He worked to ensure that student activities like fishing trips for our students every spring were funded. And one that is near and dear to my heart, that Pinacati is now a school which can be, I lost my place. A community can be proud to say their children go to. And I want to say thank you very much, Dr. Greenberg. I will miss you. And I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do a holly. That will come at another time. So I'm sure there are many I've left out, but it's been an honor to work for you. And again, thank you very much.
Are you going to cry? Yeah. Okay.
No crying in baseball.
No crying in baseball. All right. Invitation to address the Board of Trustees on agendized and non-agendized items. I do have a few. So let me read my little spiel here. Bear with me. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda and non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that the additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. That being said, I have 3. Looks like they're all dealing with the D Street building, so we'll go with name of the speaker is Carmelo.
Yes.
Come on down.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm new to the Paris area, new to California itself, so please forgive me. I'm exhausted, but I'm here. I've been a tenant at the D Street building since January 2015. I recently left due to multiple incidents that have happened there. The first one that I've outlined in the letter was the marijuana dispensary in the summer of 2015 that was impacting the clients. I have an individual and family practice, and I have county contracts with CPS, the courts, and other people at Medi-Cal that are severely mentally ill or have addiction issues. This impacted my practice seriously during that month. I informed management of that, and what they did was they placed filters in the air ducts and that had the Glade dispensary spraying out spray, diminishing some of the odor. But there was still a couple episodes that it leaked out through the vents. My clients are telling me about this, and when I informed them, they had told me that it was okayed from you guys here. I don't know how accurate that was. I'm just reporting what I have. There's been no air conditioning on the weekends, which impacts my clients as well. Some of my clients are on medications for severe and chronic mental illnesses, and the heat, as you well know, in Paris is a lot higher than where I come from. I'm from Chicago, so it's hot and humid. Out here, you guys are really hot. And when you have that 106-degree temperature, and inside those small office spaces, it's 81 to 85 degrees. It has an impact on my clients' functioning. Severe ant infestations, and that's something that the other tenants can speak about too. As soon as you walk in through the entrance, you got thousands of ants all through the entrance, throughout the offices. They were crawling all over my desk, my office furniture, all on my clients. My clients are complaining about that. I informed them, I think around the 3rd or 4th of June. They didn't get anybody to fumigate or take care of the problem until 3 weeks later. Then they send me a text message the day I'm going to meet clients that, oh, you can't come into the building. So then I have to call my clients and explain to them, I can't see you today. I don't know if there was crises involved whenever they come in, but clients do come in with specific information. I work with a lot of people that have suicidal, homicidal ideation, very, very serious issues. So I can't emphasize the importance of what I do. And I calendar 2 weeks ahead of time. They've known I work on Saturdays for over a year. So that's part of the impact.
Okay. Unfortunately, 3 minutes is up, so.
Oh, I got a letter and information. I'll leave with you guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't believe. Are we? I don't think that's even.
We've never done that. It doesn't mean we could.
Okay, I've left everything in writing with emails and documentation. Who would like this? Because I addressed this. Thank you.
Someone will be in touch with you, I'm sure. Thank you. Thank you, too. Okay, next person, Pastor Rose Anderson.
Good evening to President Nelson, to Superintendent Greenberg, to the board, to everyone that is here. I would just like to commend Superintendent Greenberg myself, because I've attended many board meetings, and he personally come out and greet the people, that new faces that he's seeing. He personally come out and greet them and shake their hands. So I'd like to commend him for that. I'd just like to say that I myself am Pastor Rose Anderson of Cry Aloud Temple Church, known as the First Party, agreed to enter into a contract with Grace Perusse, acting on behalf of Albert Rent, yes, acting on his behalf. And our organization, we were told that we could use the conference room, the large conference room. So our first meeting there, we were asked to go into the smaller conference room on 2 occasions, and then we were told that we would have to be moved to the other side of the building, which is nonprofit, because the side that we were told in the beginning was for profit. And we were transported over there. So after arriving over there, we were placed into a room where there's a large hold under the table. It's a hazard not only for the kids, but for everyone that was attending. Before the service ended, we were told that he wanted us to sign, each member, which we are a very small congregation, wanted each member to join his organization, and if we did not join his organization, we would have to leave. So the members did not want to join his organization. We are a nonprofit organization, and we did not want to go under whatever he's doing, which is not religious base. And so we were told that if we did not come under his organization, we would have to leave. So I asked her to ask him if we could go on the other side where they brought us from, and she said, no, he doesn't want to allow you to go over there. I said, well, can you contact him and ask him, please? We have nowhere to go. So on the Sunday before Easter, we had to have our service out in the park because he did not give us the courtesy of giving us a 30-day notice of allowing us to find somewhere else to go. So I had to take the people and take the kids out into the park right across from the police station on Easter Sunday.
Okay.
And I'm sure you all are not aware of, what's going on in the building. I wanted to bring it to your attention.
I'm sure somebody will get a hold of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, also Carrie Willingham. Okay, not a problem. Absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah, just so the public knows, this is the building that used to be where we had Choice 2000, and we have a long-term tenant that we lease the building out, and they've then subleased it to others. So Candace has heard the concerns, and we'll be following up with our tenant to make sure that he lives up to the terms of his contract with the school district. So these people are subleasing from him. So we'll get back to everyone who spoke, and we'll get back to the board on what the resolution were to these issues. This is the first we've heard of it. So.
Okay, thank you. Any other requests? No? Okay. Consent calendar. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
I think Joan had it, and then Jose will be a second. Okay, please vote. Thank you. Introduction of promoted and or new employees.
Well, we have a number of new administrators who've already started, but we thank the board for allowing us the ability to start school with administrators in position. And Tanya Davis, our Chief Human Resources Officer, is going to introduce them, and they're going to come up to the podium. And remember to introduce anybody who might be important here. Dr. Garrity, don't mess that up. So, all right, go ahead.
Okay, so I've tried to set a plan in motion, and let's see if it all pans out. We do have 7 new, well, between administrators and a confidential employee, we have 7 people that will be introduced. So we're going to start with Mr. Nick Hilton from Paris High School.
Good evening, President Nelson, members of the board, Dr. Greenberg, and cabinet. It is my pleasure to introduce Christy Coulter, one of the new assistant principals at Paris High School. Christy comes to us from Rancho Verde High School and was an English teacher prior to moving into administration. Christy, there you go.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for the privilege to go ahead and serve in this district. I've heard about you, and you guys were my absolute #1 district. One, for the technology rollout that you guys do, how you guys service the community. This is my city. This is where I live. This is my community. So, one, it's a privilege to be here and to go ahead and carry out your vision. And I want to go ahead and thank my daughter. She's sitting right there. And I have other family, but I have some other family members who need their attention right now. So,
Did you forget to tell them you're a second-year doctoral student?
Oh, yes.
Almost a doctoral candidate?
Yay! And thank you to Dr. Greenberg, too. So, thank you.
Thank you.
And next up after me is Principal of Heritage High School, Mr. Frank Arce.
Thank you. Good evening, President Nelson, board members, Dr. Greenberg, and members of cabinet. Before I introduce 2 new assistant principals, I too want to point out that Dr. Greenberg started teaching a year before I was born. I also want to point out, I know the roasting is next week, but he's quick to call people on being short. And you're what, 5'7" maybe, Dr. Greenberg? I'm not going to know. I will not stand next because that's gonna go on Twitter and everything else. So no. 5'9", yeah, right. With boots on, maybe.
When he had the afro, that was 5'9" with the afro.
This is not the roast, okay? Don't start early, Mr. Arce.
Started on Maryland, and it's So all right, I'm very privileged to introduce you to 2 new additions, administrators, assistant principals, who I think will be great additions to not just Heritage High School, but just to the entire district. And we're going to start off with Mrs. Wendy Humes. Wendy, if you could please join us. Wendy was a teacher at Temescal Canyon High School over at Lake Elsinore, and I actually got a chance to work at Lake Elsinore for a few years, so I know firsthand that she's been doing a great job. She has experience at multiple grade levels, so welcome to the team, and she's already doing great things at Heritage High School. Wendy Humes, everyone.
Thank you so much for not just inviting me here, but inviting my family. And it's just been so great to just meet all of the new people who you've hired. Honestly, when I came to this district, I didn't really know what to expect. But when I walked in the door the first time, I was really welcomed. And I had shared, I think, at my interview that I moved around a lot as a child. And being welcomed is something that I really hold near and dear to my heart. And that hasn't gone away no matter whether I was at the middle school or if I walked into the first time to Heritage, so I really appreciate that. But one of the things, the main thing that has stood out to me right from the beginning is that this district cares about kids. And that's one of the reasons I'm already so proud to be a part of it. So anyway, thank you so much. And yes, I of course wanted, my son is a paramedic and he had to leave to go to work. So if you saw him leave early, that was my oldest, and my second oldest couldn't get out of work. But I have my BFF, who is my neighbor and helping me so much because we live across the street, Stephanie. Stand up, Stephanie. Been neighbors for 20 years. My wonderful husband and a huge support, Rich. My daughter, Nina. You're going to have to stand because you're still kind of short, huh? And then my son, Elliot, and his lovely girlfriend, Isabel. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. You did one of these. Yeah. Next, please help me welcome on board our new assistant principal, not new to Heritage High School, but new in his role as administrator, Mr. Jose Topete. Now, I'm only a second-year principal at Heritage High School, but I noticed Jose's leadership immediately, and he does a fantastic job in his leadership, both inside and outside the classroom. He's been a phenomenal teacher. He's thought of very highly by the teachers on campus. He's been a coach as well and helped win that CIF football championship a few years ago. And he now joins us as an assistant principal. And he's also started off on a great track and started us off on a very good track. And people are very proud of the fact that he's now an assistant principal at Heritage High School. Jose Topete, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. This has been very, very unexpected for me. It was very swift. A week ago, I was very prepped for first day of school. I was very, very excited because we got some new curriculum and some new books, and I was very excited to start the school year. And the night prior, Frank called me and he said, "Hey, I have a sub for you for the beginning of the day. There's some people that want to meet with you in the morning." And yeah. So I show up in the morning and he tells me, "Hey, go ahead and go in my office. We'll be right there." And so I'm sitting in his office for about half an hour, and I'm sweating all over. And you know, I was wearing a polo shirt. I was ready to teach. So then come in Jonathan and Grant. They come in and, along with Frank, and they dropped the bomb on me. They offered me this position, and I'm very excited. Let's just put it that way. This is something that I've foreseen kind of coming as far as me going in that direction. I didn't know it was going to happen this year, but I'm very excited, and I'm glad to be on Frank's team, and I'm very excited to bring some new changes to Heritage High School and making it even better. And here, I wouldn't be here without my family, so I'd like to recognize my wife, Jocelyn, and my daughter, Isabella. It's been a crazy 12 months, let's just put it that way. Okay, so really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
And now I'd like to introduce you to the one and only Mr. Don Williamson, whom I look forward to seeing at the Menifee Bowl. Don Williamson, everyone, principal of Paloma Valley High School. Not today.
I'll see you out in the parking lot. Good evening, President Ellison, board members, Dr. Greenberg, and cabinet. I guess I get to back cleanup for the comprehensive sites tonight. And I must say, that I was lucky enough to be in on the interviews for our new assistant principal candidates. And also I've known Mr. Topete for a very long time. And I tell you what, to continue with the baseball analogy, we hit some home runs. We really did. And I'm excited for all of them. And I sincerely believe that we've got a dream team at Paloma. I know the other principals feel the same. And first, I'd like to introduce my first new assistant principal, Dr. Kyle Garrity. Come on up. Dr. Garrity comes to us from Vista Murrieta. He was a social studies teacher, and I'll tell you what, and I'll say this now for both him and Lee, my staff, my students, everybody feels like these two are invested and care about the students, they care about the staff, and they care about the school. And doing that in such a short time means a lot, and it just shows the character that these gentlemen have got. So I'll turn it over to Dr. Garrity.
Yeah, thank you, Don. Don's been really great bringing us both, Lee and I, in, and I really appreciate that. But let me first introduce my lady, Kim, back here. Want to stand up? She knows they're going to be working hard, so she's agreed to start cooking more. Yeah. No? For the first time. So we're excited about that, right? No. I had to do it publicly because it was. I have two. Yeah, right. I know. And we have 2 children, 2 middle schoolers there practice today, Sean and Elizabeth. So they're. But it's been a great. Well, I also have a new. I wasn't gonna say boyfriend, but friend. At Paloma. Lee, if you want to stand up, he's kind of part of the family now. So, right, just so I'm really excited to be here. I'm working on being appropriate, but everybody's been warm and welcoming, and I just can't tell you how great the staff has been at Paloma Valley, and it's been a really great start to the year. So, thank you.
Well, now it's my privilege to introduce my other new assistant principal, Mr. Lee Alfred. Lee? Lee is not new to our district. He's been a counselor over at Paris High School. He's done a wonderful job over there, and we're just extremely lucky to have him over on our staff now. And like I said, he has come on and has done an amazing job. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Alfred.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank my boyfriend for also introducing me. Appreciate that. Thank you, Dr. Garrity. I'm working on that, too. Mr. Alfred is not as impressive as Dr. Garrity, but, I'm trying to keep up with him over there. But I just want to thank everyone for this opportunity. Being at Paris was an amazing experience for me, and it kind of just helped guide and shape, what I wanted to do as an educator. My background's a little interesting because I was also involved in production and also did a lot of nonprofit and traveled around the world working in education and working with, poverty in different areas of the world. So to be able to bring that back to Paris Union and them embrace what I've done, it means a lot to me, So each day I wake up and I keep thinking, is this real? I keep thinking Nick Hilton's going to call me and say, just joking, you're still a counselor, come on back. So I'm hoping that this finalizes it now, that it's the real deal. But let me also say thank you very much to you, Don. I've never been celebrated so much each day with just a job well done and great work, and you guys were amazing today. So I really appreciate you just helping us settle in, and really happy to be a part of the Paloma family. My wife couldn't be here. She is 36 weeks pregnant, and tomorrow's her last day at work, so she had a lot to take care of. So we're preparing for a new baby boy in mid-September. So her and my 5-year-old son, I have a son too, Dr. Greenberg. Yeah, 2 children. They couldn't be here, but I hope in the future to be able to introduce them to you. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Nobody dropped the ball. I was going to tell you guys you did such a great job. You did exactly what I asked. Thank you. So I'm going to squeeze my new person in the middle here. So I would like to introduce Miss Brenda Arenas, who is a new confidential secretary in the Human Resources Department. Come up for just a moment. Let me just say real quick, she comes to us with experience at RCOE, and we stole her from Paloma Valley, who trained her really, really well for 2 years. And we could not be more excited to have you in the department. So I'll let you say just a couple of things.
Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be serving students. And I'm really excited to be working with such an exceptional team in Human Resources. So just glad to be here.
I will just add that Miss Brenda is married to an assistant principal in Riverside Unified who used to be a teacher for us here in our district, Gerardo Arenas. So she comes from a great background of educators, and so she really understands our needs. Welcome again. So last but not least, I'm going to ask Dr. Saucedo to introduce her new management team member.
I am the shortest person coming up here, so I've got to move this. Thank you, Dr. Greenberg. Mira, juntos, ¿no? Wow. Wow. President Nelson, members of the board, Dr. Greenberg, and cabinet. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce tonight Pete Herman. Peter, we call him Pete. If he'll come up, I'll tell you a little bit about him. Pete actually comes to us with almost a decade's experience in discipline attendance, and his love for sure is about kids. I am thrilled that he's coming because he's full of innovative ideas. He has experience both at the middle and at the high school, which is perfect in our district. I need him and I want him here, and I actually know him, so that's a good thing because I know what he does well and I know what I need to work on.
Thanks for that, Marilyn.
And no pressure, but your soon-to-be superintendent did the job of director of pupil services, which is what Pete will be filling in for quite a long time. So no pressure. Bring your A game. Okay, Mr. Pete Herman.
Board members, Dr. Greenberg, cabinet, I'm just thrilled to be here. I'm going to piggyback on some things that have already been said. Your reputation is stellar in the education community. I've done my homework too. This is a really good place to come. I feel very honored and privileged to be here. I am very excited to work with a lot of the people that are seated behind me. I look forward to that, working together to help kids and help them find a path and a direction in life and doing everything we can to make their lives better. I will tell you that a couple years ago we opened the new football stadium at Beaumont High School, and I watched one of the most amazing performances by a kid by the name of Virgil run up and down and throw passes like BBs all over the field. And that was part of the reason we got demoted out of your league. Anyway, just real pumped to be here, and I'm working really hard to get here as soon as possible. So hopefully that'll happen soon. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Hey, not here to Catholic.
So. That is it. Okay. Thank you. Welcome to all the new employees. All right. Written report there. Quarterly uniform complaint report summary for April through June. Okay, action item. I think, Trustee Rouse needs to leave. Okay. This is resolution number 3, 16 to 17, trustee compensation for missed meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, anything? No? Please vote. Can somebody abstain for...
Shane's the abstain guy.
Shane the abstain guy. The guy. Thank you very much. Okay, action item approval of waiver of years of service for administrative credential. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Does anybody need any information on this one? No?
No.
Okay. Please vote. Thank you. Okay, just like every year, the declaration of need for fully qualified educators for the 2016-17 school year. Do I have a motion? Thank you. Please vote. Thank you. Action item. This is about solar. Approve the purchase power agreement and solar site easement agreement. Do I have a motion?
Second.
I think Mr. Rouse had you. Okay. I think we have information on this one.
Yeah, I'd like to invite Hector Gonzalez up, our Director of Facilities. He's just going to give us all a quick reminder of the process we went through and an update from the June board meeting where the board gave us authority to talk with, I'm probably stealing all your thunder, aren't I? Talk with the two vendors. So go ahead and take it away, Hector. I know you have a great presentation planned.
That we really look for in these proposals. At the June board meeting, we came forward, we had 4 companies, we narrowed that down to 2. The board directed us to take those 2 and press the best and final from. And we sat here this afternoon with recommendation for the solar company that we would like to work with, which is Optera Energy. This company really put together the best response to the proposal. And I'd like to touch on a few of the key points of why we're recommending Optera. All factors were considered in our proposal. One of them, which was not the sole consideration, was PPA price. The price that we're going to be receiving from Optera, which is not the best out of all the responders, but was a factor that was considered. Government Code 4217 states that the district has the right to go through and look at all items considered, not just price of the company. The educational component that Optera offered us was one that was on par. We feel that would be a great addition to the district, especially with solar being such a career path, future career path for some of our students. We have a working relationship with Optera. Optera is doing our Prop 39 project here in the district, so that was a factor that we considered as well. Aesthetics.
Mrs. Twyman, if I could maybe help clarify. So this is very similar to any facilities project we do, whether it be for modernization or a new building. We have to first get approval from the board to move forward. Once we do that, we go through the Division of State Architect, and then depending on the type of project, and this is the type of project where all of those principal comedians that you heard from tonight, we need to work with them, because I know they would not appreciate us showing up on their school sites, starting construction right away. So we'll work on a quick project schedule that also balances staying out of the way of students and staff, and get the solar shade structures up just as soon as possible. And Optera has a lot of experience doing this, because it's not just done, in a matter of a couple of weeks over the winter holiday.
What about the classrooms? Like, what would they look like? Would it phase in to Solar 101 and go on from there, or how? For the students. For the students, yes.
Well, the first impact is seeing these things as on the campus. There are going to be people can log into and show what the energy production is, how much they're saving on that day. They can show, well, we haven't turned our lights on in the class because we have natural daylight. How many kilowatts of energy does that save us? So the first impact in the classroom is going to be software that's interactive and people can log into. As far as the curriculum goes, we will grow that. We will find people here in the district, teachers, educators, that we will have work with Optera and work with the project team to develop a curriculum and grow that in the district. But the number one and the quickest impact is going to be the actual physical, having these carports and these solar arrays on our campuses.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment. I appreciate the staff putting that in our agenda, all the plans and the tentative plans, of course, but where they're going to be located, and like it's everywhere, and also to try to keep it away, because some folks were very concerned about the aesthetics. And it seems to me it's in all those locations far and away from, the front of the buildings and all that, and you managed to capture all those areas where. So I want to commend whoever came up with that. Looks real good, and appreciate that. Yeah, I know. So appreciate that. But it's in every school site. Everybody's going to get a piece of the action. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'll add the locations. We really have, in our district, have developed, Pinacati was rebuilt, Heritage is brand new. We really try to stay away from the soul of the campus. So when you drive by Pinacati, they're not going to be in front of the nice-looking admin office. At Heritage, we're keeping that reconfigured parking lot with the nice palm trees. There's no solar arrays going there, so they're off to the side. And we're trying to keep the actual look of the campuses, and at the same time touch bases with our community, making sure that they're on board, and if they have any questions or concerns, we're going to react and answer those, and make sure that we're straightforward and let them know that these are coming, so we have buy-in and input from them as well.
One more thing is that just occurred to me. I thought about it a little bit, but their location and all that, and, the parking structures and all that. There's going to be people that are going to be coming to work early. so they can get those choice parking spots. Because there's, the rest of the parking lot is, it's not the whole parking lot in certain areas, and so they're going to come to. So that's a good thing. Encourage people to come in early.
One last question, Hector. How much are we going to save? Monthly, maybe.
That's the best question.
So it averages out to about $400,000 a year. Between $9 and $10 million over the 20-year lifespan of the project. At the end of the 20 years, Mrs. Twyman, there's an option to either continue with the program or everything gets removed. But we'll see where we're at in 20 years. So as far as the savings go, we feel we're
as long as we are.
we feel that we will have savings to the district.
Okay.
If I could just add, I want to thank the board for taking this journey with us. As Hector mentioned earlier, I think a lot of people in other districts, wanted to do solar first. I appreciate that you allowed us to move through the steps to learn the lessons that other districts learned. When I look at the amount of savings that is projected, it is greater on a proportional basis to other districts, and I think that's because not only were school districts learning, but the solar companies were learning, and so I think that this is a very exciting project for this district. I just checked with my soon-to-be new boss, and of course, if it's all right with you, President Nelson, we'd like to continue doing board presentations and update you on the progress, the community forums, the final locations, and that sort of thing, because it's something I think collectively we should all celebrate.
Thank you. I believe we'll now hear public comment. Do we have anybody wanted to speak? No? Nobody pulled a card? Okay. Any other questions, comments? No? Okay. Please vote. Thank you. Okay, action item, public hearing regarding the adoption of the alternative school fees. Do I have a motion? Okay, do we have information on this one?
Yeah, do you want to, Hector or Doug? Do you just want to, board, are you looking just for a brief introduction? This is something that we do generally annually when we raise the developer fees, but we could have Doug come up and just give a brief introduction. This is Doug Floyd. He's from Copel and Gruber, our special tax administrator. You've seen him here for our CFDs, but tonight he's here for our school fee justification.
I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of what was going on. And I believe Dr. Greenberg had something he needed to be read.
The Riverside County chapter of the Building Industry Association of Southern California. They could not be here, but they asked me to read this letter into the record. So I'm going to read it, and you've all had copies of this letter. Dear Dr. Greenberg and trustees, The Building Industry Association greatly appreciates you providing us with a copy of the school facility needs analysis in order for us to review, analyze, and validate the findings. We, along with our consultants, have reviewed the SFNA that was prepared by Gopal and Gruber Public Finance and have determined that the increase in Level 2 fees from $1.34 per square foot to $1.69 per square foot is an excessive increase on your school fees. This proposed increase will have a significant impact on the industry and on new home buyers. Beyond that is the fact that there are many factors that are not considered by the SNFA. In fact, many of the assumptions that provide the data used in the SFNA will be proven false if the economics shift. Our intent is to work with the district to determine a reasonable fee recommendation that we can support. However, we do find that the fee that is being recommended would significantly overcharge the industry, and we cannot support this increase at this time. The following are some items for the board to consider. The first item being that this increase will put developer fees within the city of Paris at $5.07 per square foot. This is including the fees from the Paris Elementary District, which are $3.38 a square foot, making Paris far and away the most expensive city to build a home in Riverside County. Meanwhile, Paris home values are very low and builders cannot sell homes for amounts exceeding FHA lending limits. This is a dangerous mix. Because of this, many home builders will be avoiding Paris as this fee simply does not fit into their business plan. This distinction is one that is counterproductive to what the community that is served by the school district is trying to accomplish. High fees make an area less appealing to investors, builders, and developers, especially in a housing market that has been struggling for the past 7 years. It is important to note that very few new single-family home permits have been pulled within the city of Paris in the last few years. That proves that all agencies in the community need to do all that they can to reduce fees to attract new development. Secondly, the situation surrounding the housing market remains stagnant, with the last several years seeing some of the lowest rates of new home development in Riverside County in the last 30 years. The market is not expected to rebound in the coming years, and because of this, the industry is relying on agencies to maintain low fees or to reduce fees in order to be able to build homes at a market price. Considering the new low FHA lending limits, it is critical that all fees be kept at a low rate in order to allow people to actually be able to purchase their homes. We understand that we are currently in a difficult place in regards to facility funding. The Building Industry Association, along with the Coalition for Adequate School Housing, has been championing Prop 51. This measure, which will appear on the November ballot, is the bond measure that will provide $9 billion in funds to be dedicated to school facilities. We are allied in our efforts to provide the best, most equitable, and economically sound solution to the facility needs of our schools. Considering the facts that have been stated, the Building Industry Association strongly encourages the Paris Union High School District to reject the recommended Level 2 fee increase. We encourage fees to remain at current levels when possible, to keep any increase to an absolute minimum, as that is what is in the best interest of the community at this time. Sincerely, Michael S. Garrison, Director of Governmental Affairs for the Building Industry Association of Riverside County. And Lori will make sure that the written statement appears in the record.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments? Turn your mic on.
Is that what it's suggesting?
They're suggesting we vote no on the level 2.
Yeah, and they do this in every school district that proposes this, and every school district still goes ahead and I have to say, they make some very good points in the letter. However, our problem in this school district is Paloma Valley's approaching 3,200, Heritage at 3,000. If you want another high school, and there's no guarantee that bond measure is going to pass or that we're going to get as much money we need, so we better hope that, and this is a community, it's not just Paris. We have Romaland, Homeland, Newview, Menifee, that is exploding. with new homes. And if we don't collect enough money, we're going to have a difficult time continuing the modernization at Paris High School and the opportunity to build that new high school in Menifee and eventually a new middle school in Paris. So we highly recommend you approve it. And again, we understand their concerns, but your concern, in my opinion, should be, are we going to have enough seats for the children that are coming? They're there. They're in the elementary schools. They're coming up. And so it's not an answer for us, well, we didn't increase fees, so we didn't have enough money to. This is just really going to cover maybe some portables for us in the future. This isn't going to answer our building needs, but portables are better than tents. And
Yeah,
that's what we be.
in order to be fair also is that when's the last time any school district has raised, these fees? I mean, really, this district hasn't done it, I'll bet, in a long time.
I don't know the answer.
We do a fee study every year, and whether or not, and that's an important point actually. So we aren't arbitrarily raising it to something that we think would suit us. There's a state established formula that Doug and his firm follow, and then
It doesn't happen often. Is what I'm telling you.
No, they weren't raised last year. They were the year before.
And not only that, they've been low for a long, long time. Residents pay more, and
and we're reluctant to make these recommendations, but I have to tell you, saying that Paris has the highest per square foot, that's just not correct. That's not correct. That's not even close to what Temecula and Murrieta and other communities are charging for new development. So, I mean, other communities get it. I mean, it would be great if the state would step in and do its responsible thing that it's done for many, many, many years to schools that are already built in L.A., Orange County, and the Bay Area, in Sacramento, and that is they came in the old days and built schools. The state built them. And so now we were supposed to be in this 50-50 match, and right now we provide 60, and we're hoping someday the state will provide 40. So, again, I think my opinion is that I know this isn't something you want to do, but it's something you need to do.
Any other questions? Nope. Please vote then. Oh, you're right. This was a public hearing. I'm sorry. Didn't see that until the very bottom here. Okay.
You can't. Rescind the vote. No, that's okay. No. But we have to have the public hearing first.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to have we'll have to do an oral vote on this.
I can clear and revote. We can revote if we need. I can.
Okay. Sorry about that, board. Our fault.
Okay. Okay, we were public hearing opening at 6:42. Any other comments to be made on this? Sorry, I dropped the ball. My bad.
Maybe we could ask our principal comedy trio to come up for a minute and entertain us. The 4'11" Frank Arce.
All right, all right, settle down the peanut gallery. Settle down. All right, we'll close the public hearing at 6:43. Okay, please vote on this item then. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Okay, information item, revolving cash report for June. Information item, revolving cash report for July. Closed session if necessary.
Not necessary, Mr. President.
Thank you. Okay, other items by the superintendent?
None.
Thank you. Other items by the Board of Trustees, Dr. Rouse? Ms. Twyman, Ms. Cooley, Mr. Agundes? None for me. Motion for adjournment? Okay, please vote. Thank you. We are adjourned at 6:44.